Total, a French company, is planning to construct an oil pipeline, the East African Crude Oil Pipeline.
Over 400 villages in Uganda and Tanzania have been displaced. Their culture and traditions, their homelands, are being destroyed. We are farmers, and that's what we depend on.
And so many people depend on their land to grow food. And if you can't grow food, then it is starvation that comes next. So when I think about what the ECO project is already doing to communities and what it's going to do to the planet and our ecosystems, it's very worrying.
The clock is ticking. The construction of the pipeline is underway. It's time to act.
Climate change is more than weather. It's more than statistics. It's also about the people. It's going to be the biggest crude oil pipeline in the world,
which is equivalent to the distance between Madrid and Brussels.
This pipeline is going to contribute to 34.3 million tons of CO2 every year. If we want to limit global temperatures to 1.5 degrees Celsius, then we cannot have any new fossil fuel developments. It corresponds to 7 times the annual emissions of Uganda.
I remember a time when we had a school tour at Makshan Falls National Game Park. It was beautiful to see the falls, the water, the birds, the animals. And if this East African crude oil pipeline is constructed, all this will be dead.
The ECOP is going to go through over 200 rivers. A third of it is going to go through the Lake Victoria Basin. And it's also going to pass through one of the oldest and largest national parks in Uganda, threatening the existence of different species of animals. The climate crisis was caused by countries like France. That's why it's moral responsibility for the Europeans to stand with us. Africa as a continent is responsible for less than 4% of global emissions.
The climate crisis is directly rooted in the systems of colonialism and racism. We don't want to take the same route, and that's why we are standing up to stop the East African crude oil pipeline.
So I think it's really much needed to talk about this project, to increase the visibility and awareness of this project as a way that could also help the activists who are speaking on the ground.
French company Total recently announced a record profits of $16 billion. Good news for them, but at what cost? The cost of livelihoods. Human rights are at stake. President Macron wrote a letter to President Museveni of Uganda, congratulating him about his success and wishing him success for the ECO project. And therefore, the French people are bound to this to understand what is going on. They deserve to know about the ECO project because it will not only affect Ugandans, but also the world at large.
President Macron, do not support this project and stop Total from constructing this pipeline.
Few people knew about it, but out of the 25 banks that had signed to fund Total, 15 banks have pulled out. That means we have the power to convince the other banks to pull out too.
Banks, investors, and insurance. You have an opportunity to stand on the good side of history, to stand with the people and the planet. Do not fund the ECO project.
This is not any other pipeline. This is a defining moment. Total, don't cross the red line.
Stop ECOP. There is still time.
It is a climate bomb, but we still have the power to stop it. The power of the people is greater than the people in power.
People watching this video, Stand with the people who are most affected by the climate crisis. Stand with the ecosystems and the biodiversity that faces risk because of this pipeline. Stand with our planet that is warming at rates that are threatening. Stand with us.